gifted sub. Here we are on Tide Hunters for our first map, which is a map that's rarely seen in this matchup. Orc versus Night Elf. Normally gets vetoed mostly by the Orcs, because the Keeper here can expand very easily and also creep pretty easily, normally. Keeper not choosing the skill point yet. Ah, now he does. Goes for the entangle, wants to take out the peon. This is gonna make creeping a bit difficult though. No treants here for LawLiet. Won't be able to clear the natural so easy. May have to go for the green camp first. Quick tech here for FoCuS. And some very nice items. Circlet and Slippers is exactly the start he was hoping for. Is he going for Dust? May want to try to hunt down that one archer. FoCuS sniping items, as he's done many times before. Keeper across the map. He's gonna try to kill a peon. Ooh, this is a big last hit. If he gets the peon, that's level 2. Would be really important to deny. Oh, when he gets the deny. That is huge. Oh, entangle. I think he cancelled it maybe. Not figuring that it's worth it on the grunt. And this is a good start for FoCuS. Got some items on the blade. Keeper still not level 2. And only a single peon died. That should be fine. Even getting the tally staff. Keeper's not going to be able to pick that one up either. This is looking absolutely grand so far for FoCuS. Of course, he's got the faster tech. And only now is LawLiet going to get the level 2. Took a very long time. And that being so late, I would assume that level 3 is still pretty far off. Thank you, Buttcrumbs. Oh, gifting us up to Roddy. Yo! Roddy in the chat, my man. Hope you're doing good. Of course, with the grunts early game, you always have to be careful. When the Keeper catches them with Entangle, they could easily fall. But if the Blade finds the expansion, that's also an easy cancel for him. And that even gets the level 2, taking out the Wisp. And this is a phenomenal game for FoCuS. LawLiet's gonna need a lot to get back here. But Crumbs, another gifted sub to Buzzkill. Buzzkill Walker 3, thank you. Chill on a second. And Torn Totem. No Shaman here. This is something in the past that I felt like was a bit risky, and I sometimes criticized it. Of course, no Shaman means no Purge, means no Dispel for a long time. And we have an AP coming. Little bit of an AP push, intending to distract from the expansion. Oh, mirror image though. Oh, is he gonna see it? Is he gonna see the expansion again? Oh, that would be so bad for LawLiet. Ooh, just barely didn't spot it. Almost had the range there, but it's nighttime. So, expansion will come up. Tree of Life will finish. And this AP is going to make things quite complicated. FoCuS doesn't have a shop. And he doesn't have a war mill. This siege could last a very long time. Only now the war mill is coming. War mill, of course, critical to get the demolishers. And also reinforce defenses. And FoCuS might be kicking himself a bit here. He had a phenomenal early game, but not figuring out this AP means that some of his lead is now evaporating. Especially in the last TPL, we saw quite a bit of Walker play by Lin. And I can't say that I was the biggest fan. Alright, here we go. Going for the Shadowhunter right away. But there's Spiritling to protect the Shadow, and it was ready just in time. Wait, is he stuck there? FoCuS walking into a trap. He's going to lose the Shadowhunter. Oh, and we are losing connection. Sorry guys, sometimes the stream lags a bit. Alright, Shadowhunter dead. And I think this Raider is also going to fall. And that is the issue with not having Shaman. Not having the Purge. And all of a sudden LawLiet is in a very playable position. All the Huntresses though have taken a lot of damage. Might be able to get another Grunt here in fact. Level 2 Entangle. TP home now. I think he's going to save the Grunt actually. But the AP is still being annoying. TP to the expansion. Can creep that now. And LawLiet did a good job here finding a way out of a difficult position. 1 AP can do it sometimes. I guess the mirror image will scout and find out about the expansion. But cancelling it is too late. LawLiet has one issue. His army is very, very hurt. He's going to need some healing here. The heal spray is doing its part, but it's not going to be enough to heal everything fully up. And perhaps most importantly, FoCuS' Shadowhunter died and is looking very underleveled. Crazy turnaround by LawLiet. I would say now LawLiet has a sizable lead even. In the late game, if you have a bunch of walkers with a lot of mana, they are really good. When you have enough against Entangle, and also of course great AoE against Treants. But early game, mid game, the walkers have their weaknesses. FoCuS felt the pain of exactly that. Maybe the base build could have also been better. Maybe make the bestiary outside, the shop in the main base. But on Tidehunters, there's not that much room in the back of the base. Blade got the invuln at least. But LawLiet really wants that heal scroll. And I think he's gonna get it. Dude, everything is still so hurt. Oh my god. Look at that. 3 hunts. Oh my god. So close to falling. But can heal those at the Moonwells maybe. We got the double heal scroll. And ooh, the Shadowhunter was power creeping. All of a sudden, he's almost level 3. That's kind of crazy. Oh, and we got a lot of claws. Hallelujah. Double claws and slippers on the blade. LawLiet's still busy trying to heal up his army, but he's almost there. Moon Juice, heal spray, replenish. And at 50 versus 50 supply, with equal hero levels, normally the Orc is favored. But of course also here the heal scrolls will make a difference. And of course, FoCuS doesn't have any. Oh, it's nighttime now. LawLiet has superior vision. Well, actually doesn't even have ultra vision. Never mind. Oh, Kodo Beast getting caught with the entangle. Wisp coming in for the detonates. Kodo would be a big pickup, and I'm pretty sure that one is going down. AoE Dispel against the Treants, though. Very good, of course, as always. There's a bit of mana still left on these walkers. Spirit Link also could be a big help, of course, if it doesn't get dispelled. Here goes one heal scroll. There's still a second, of course, remember. Blade Master getting targeted, but not falling. The Serpent Wards are, of course, one of the strongest weapons in this fight. We have a bunch of Serpent Wards in the back. The Huntresses here could easily be going down. Next heal scroll had to be committed. If this fight is an even wash, I think FoCuS is going to be fine with it. He, of course, has an expansion coming up behind all of this. Mana's running low on every side. Nice speed scroll. Ooh, saving the Kodo Beast, who has a Devour. Very nicely done. But we still have a lot of healthy Huntresses in the mix as well. Another heal scroll for the Keeper. Also got the Invul Potion. One grunt left behind. Sacrifice to the gods. Oh, the Kodo also denied itself to the creeps. Oh, it looks like FoCuS is falling apart here. It looks like the wheels are coming off the cart. And LawLiet has a really potent army. Expansion about to finish, but I think it's a bit too late. FoCuS's heroes, not quite where they need to be. They're supposed to be level 4 and 3 by now. But the Shadowhunter kill, the AP harass, made things very difficult. And LawLiet is moving towards the 1-0. Trying very hard to force a TP at least. Oh, there is no TP actually. But FoCuS can't do it anymore. GG. That's a bit of a shame for FoCuS. This was a great start for the Orc. And if the Orc plays perfectly, it can sometimes even look Orc favored, but you make one mistake and suddenly all trouble has been set loose. And one AP can ruin your game. It was twofold. The AP was the first big problem. And the second was the Shadowhunter dying, of course, when he did. He was low level for too long. And maybe, if FoCuS sees no expansion for so long, he got the cancel, of course, he kept scouting, he didn't see an expo. Maybe to be on the safe side, he should have just gone for an early War Mill. Yeah, FoCuS making some slight mistakes, and LawLiet taking great advantage of it. That's oftentimes the sign also of a player in really good shape, in championship shape, that even if the early game goes bad, even if things don't go your way, you still find a way back into the game. And that was certainly the case there for LawLiet. So he takes the 1-0, and for the next map, we'll be going to FoCuS's pick. And unsurprisingly, that choice will be Turtle Rock. I heard if I come to Raraland, we can play a little 1v1. Little side event for the folks there. That's what Roddy is saying in the chat. Yeah. Hell yeah, why not? To be honest, I'm a bit more on the rusty side. But I'm sure it's going to be more than enough for you, Roddy. So, wait. Are you guaranteed to be coming? That would be cool. Todd's also going to be coming. It's going to be big festivities. Not sure yet, but I'll do my best. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess Dortmund isn't so far away from where you live. Would be pretty cool. Yeah, our ticket sale, by the way, is going to go live tonight. 7:30, I think it is. So if you guys want to get some tickets for Raraland, tonight's your night. Tonight's the first wave. We're going to have probably 2 or 3 waves of ticket sales. Alright. No keeper anymore. Here we got the Demon Hunter. On this map, we would expect talent play. That being said, though, we have been seeing a bit of Dryads from Night Elves recently. Roddy's destroying Exlord in the chat right now. Damn! Oh, by the way, Exlord, are you gonna be trying to qualify and stuff for Raraland? Exlord says, I'm done with Warcraft 3. That's a sad statement. Alright. RIP. Well, maybe you change your mind. I saw that you were looking for Tarkov players the other day. Maybe that's your game now. Just a bit of poking here in the beginning. And we do have a shop coming up for LawLiet. No Hunter Soul, so this seems to be indeed Talons. Good old Druids of the Talon. With very little creeping so far. Oh, FoCuS unfortunately got his salve cancelled by the creeps. That's a bit annoying. Maybe more than just a bit annoying. We have very low hero levels here for quite some time. It's evasion first, by the way. Is he gonna go mana burn or not? I guess both are a possibility. We do see the Beastmaster though, and a quick follow-up attack into the main base. One grunt hurt already. Could perhaps get sniped. Invis Blade sees the demon, cannot enter the main. It is a well-built wall-off. Oh, gets a wisp though. That's level 2. Shadowrunner second is pretty much what we see all the time now. In the past, we would also see a lot of TC play, but nowadays it seems like with Shadowrunner, with Serpent Wards, also possibly so good against Talons, why would you want to play TC even? Shadowrunner also has Hex to control the Demon Hunter, has it easier to stay out of mana burn range. And the Archer, I was about to say was going to be First Blood, but that's what the staff is for. Archer saved. So, no kills yet. Shadowhunter comes out. Oh, one grunt that was, I guess, about to die. Unless he'd wave. Oh, good save. Oh, grunt might still be dead. Oh, that sucks. If you commit the heal wave and still lose the grunt. No, I think he can save it. Alright. All grunts still alive. That means Shadowrunner creep really, really well. Alright, the game running kind of along the normal route that we expect. Both now trying to creep up, but considering the fact that FoCuS didn't lose anything early, I would say he's satisfied with his position, especially if he can level up the Shadowhunter now heavily. Will not have Hex though. Heal Wave, Serpent Wards. I would be shocked if LawLiet expands here. Seems like he will first need that big army, orb, and everything else. Demon though getting some very nice items. Quathalas boots, and it was also an Agitome. I saw that. That's a big item for FoCuS, by the way. Sobi Mask, perfect find. The Shadowhunter is going to be the carry here late game. The Serpent Wards, which we don't see yet, by the way. Oh, okay, now we do. Level 3 Shadow. The Serpent Wards are oftentimes what makes for the Orc's biggest weapon, both against Talons and against Hunts. Tier 3 finished. In fact, Master Training is done. LawLiet, I think he saw the tower. Talons, as good as they are in fighting Orcs head-on, they are very bad against towers. FoCuS should try to set up a bunch of Serpent Wards over here and fight around this reinforced position. Oh my god, Blade Master having issues there against the creeps. Oh, but the tower's gonna get cancelled. This is a problem for FoCuS. If he had just been 10 seconds earlier with this tower, this could have been a different story. But now FoCuS finds himself with a pretty weak army. He doesn't even have any Talons. What am I saying? Raiders. He does have one Cyclone up in the air. And one Blade Master very hurt. Awkward position for FoCuS. Expansion might be finishing soon. The Blade Master has the invuln. The surround perhaps backfiring a bit now on LawLiet. Blade Master might still be dead though. No, not holding the surround. He's going to back up. FoCuS now with the opportunity to find a lot of kills. End snares are flying. And that's one Talon going down right away, but also return kills going to LawLiet's docket. Level 3 now on the demon. That's a big level up. And the mana burn should be coming in just a moment. A couple more Serpent Wards being summoned though. Scroll speed as well. How many Cyclones do we have? We actually see it in the overlay. It's 4 Cyclones available right now. One more on the blade, that makes it 3. And the tower at the expansion, I think, is finished. But LawLiet wants to do as much damage here as he possibly can. Blade Master now should be falling. That's a surround. Close it with a Pocket Factory. And that one will not get away. Oh. And the Tidonner as well. Hold up. And that makes for the game. LawLiet with a cheeky smile on his face. Quick 2-0. In the last weeks, perhaps even months, it looked like FoCuS was having a great track record against many of the top Night Elves. In some tournaments even looked more successful than Lyn, specifically against Night Elf. But so far today things are not going his way. Turtle Rock goes to LawLiet. That's the 2-0. And that could make for a quick series. LawLiet one more win to get the W. Yeah, I wonder if going Heal Wave to save the Grunt was a mistake. It's so hard to make that choice. Hex early game or early tier 2 stage against the Demon Hunter is so good, but late game the Serpent Wars and Heal Wave is what you really want to have. Some Orcs play without Heal Wave for a long time until they get level 4, and then they retrain. It can be a difficult matchup, and I always thought that FoCuS looked the best against Keeper, Huntress, and kind of the normal strategy that we saw most of the time, which was most meta. But when it comes to Talons, it's very tricky. You have to have a lot of things on your mind. You have to be very careful and consider the points of weakness and strengths that you have and that of the opponent very carefully. And I feel like this is where really Lyn stands apart from all the other orcs, against Talons specifically. Talons, though, are only really feasible on certain maps. And on map 3, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see them. This again is FoCuS's pick, and it is Concealed Hill, which is very famous for the Keeper play, expansion play. I would certainly expect that here. I think the most impressive LawLiet looked so far was map 1. When the early game was pretty bad, didn't get the peon, didn't get level 2, got his expansion cancelled, so many things went wrong. It's kind of like the classic game that orcs get infuriated by, seeing the Night Elf far behind, but then coming back. LawLiet did that really well with the help of an AP. And yeah, I would say, I don't main race orc, but I played off race orc for, a while. And this definitely seems like the most stressful matchup for Orc. There's so many things you have to keep in mind. So many things you have to be cautious about. Also different strategies you have to think of. And specifically against the Keeper, you have to have your eyes peeled. It is the Keeper here, of course. The early game on Titanhunters wasn't so good. Here we would certainly expect a fast level 2 Keeper. And if the Night Elf has a good creep route, normally also a quick level 3 Keeper here is to be expected. Alright. The chicken is watching. There's a lot of different creep routes you can go for on this map, especially against Orc. Especially as Orc. With Night Elf, it's a bit more streamlined. You have to go for this Ancient of War creep, for example, especially if the Orc is scouting, which nowadays all Orcs are. TP being sold here once again. We've been seeing a lot of Orcs recently holding on to the TP. But if you want to afford the circlet, then you kind of have to get it. Whoops, Grunt and Snare. That was not exactly intentional, but without inner fire, that camp is actually pretty easy. Good scout by LawLiet. Saw this happening. Can't really punish it. He's just creeping himself. Level 2 already. As the Blade is about to get himself. Oh, with Mirror Image. With Wand of Illusion. Sometimes you don't even want to go Mirror Image. But here, FoCuS goes for it regardless. So he's going to have a ton of illusions and a ton of scouting available. Which is very nice. Even still has a scout peon, I think, right? I think it's up there. Was that an Agitome? I think it was. Oh, LawLiet with the AP trick. Yes, sir. Wisp plus Treants. And that's an AP in the middle of the trees. This is really hard to deal with, especially if you don't have a Hunter's Hall. Wait, what did I say? Hunter's Hall? Warmill, of course. I haven't seen this play by LawLiet for a while. It was like half a year ago, maybe more, where LawLiet said very cheekily they discovered a new trick against Orc. And for a few weeks this looked very scary. But it turns out if the Orc quickly gets to Demolishers, he can deal with this pretty well. But FoCuS again. Doesn't have the Warmill for a long time. He's trying to get Bestiary first for Wyvern and Lodge, I would imagine, this time for Shaman. Oh, the Grunts. They're looking for something. They are looking for something, but they can't get in! Can't get in! Keeper is missing a bit for level 3, though. Doesn't have enough mana for the next Entangle. And of course, behind it we see the Expo. Wand of Illusion... never mind. The Mirror Image scouting could be a bit better. Blade Master could have staffed north. Could have cancelled the expansion right now. But of course, it's a hard ask when this position is looking very hectic right now. He's going for a second Lodge. He's afraid that the first one might get cancelled. Entangle Acid Bomb, and this first Grunt is definitely dead. LawLiet with a nice tactical play. And it's level 3. Going for the Hex. Trying to force the TP. Entangle on the Grunt. And the Hex into TP play is successful. Maybe can even save the Grunt. No, I guess not. That's too much damage. That's 2 grunts killed. And still the Orc having to deal with the AP. This is definitely a successful early game for LawLiet. Oh, mirror image. He's trying to block the AP from rooting. Maybe a small mistake by LawLiet, not rooting here quickly enough. But the AP did its job. That was certainly space created. And also now the Shadowhunter is left with a suboptimal skill build. As he's was forced into the Hex. FoCuS trying to recover here with the big play now, going for the red camp. And the mirror image so far didn't do too much for him, it seems like. It's a good item. Legion, Doomhorn. Always nice to have. There's also a bunch of experience here creeping the rest of the camp. The Hex helps with that. But look at the Alchemist as well. Already getting close to level 3. Level 2 mirror image on the blade. Pretty cool. It also means he's gonna have obviously no crit though. LawLiet now just creeping up. He knows he's got the advantage with the expansion. FoCuS isn't even trying to go for a counter expo. So he's trying to use the strength of mirror image now, sort of, to win the fight, take out the expansion, bring this game back to 1 base. Having only level 1 Serpent Wards, though, is a concern here. The mirror images are pretty cool because the front line for FoCuS is severely lacking, thanks to losing those 2 grunts earlier. But of course, those mirror images can be dispelled. Oh, what a great scout. The Treants on the high ground, seeing the expansion. I wonder if they have the damage to also get the cancel. That would be absolutely huge. Here come the Wisps. Ready to detonate. Oh, was that a cancel? Was it even a cancel? I think he may have not cancelled. This may have just been a destroyed Great Hall right before the Treants expired. Oh, man. FoCuS looking to be in serious trouble. LawLiet in a grand position. He's got more archers coming. Upgrades looking okay. Not great yet, but that could change. And this might be a clean 3-0 for LawLiet. It's far from over. But it's a good position for the Korean Night Elf. Ooh, the detonates are so good against the mirror images. And this may have been the last cast of mirror image. Blade Master now pretty much out of mana. And the images also give a little bit of experience. LawLiet not wasting time, breaking into upkeep already. First armor upgrade as well also helps out a lot. Hunts and archers. At the moment it's only archers, with a few hunts joining soon. LawLiet not so concerned yet with the high ground expansion. He's going to allow it to finish, but going to start setting up some APs there as well. FoCuS now playing a positional game, trying to keep attention in the north to allow the expansion on the high ground to finish. And finish it well. course, LawLiet is aware. Big concern for FoCuS is still the hero levels. Shadowhunter needs level 3 desperately. Trying to get it here now. All the FoCuS fans are hoping for a good item. Big mana, big healing, one of mana steal. Those are the best. Scroll the Beast is not it. Oh, and look at the timing for LawLiet. Striking right before the expansion is done. But he's also exposing his own expansion with this. FoCuS sees that there's no TP. Oh, has to cancel though. Cancel he does. But with that, maybe FoCuS has the time to take out LawLiet's expansion. Was that a mistake in the end, perhaps? We shall see. LawLiet can move on, attack the main base right after, because he can't defend the tree at the expo. That one's gone. And now the game gets quite interesting. It is nighttime. Shadow Melt can be made use of again. And LawLiet's army here is still pretty scary. He's going for another range protector. He's got one coming from behind. FoCuS might be able to intercept one of the APs. That one right there. Oh, but lose a Wyvern right away. AP rooting, putting in some damage. LawLiet's army still looking enormous. But he's supply blocked. Of course, no heat wave means no healing for these grunts. Oh, nice little block from the Huntress. And it's a lot of damage at this point. LawLiet is committing. He's not trying to re-expand. He's just putting all of his money into APs. Realizing how difficult that might be for FoCuS to hold. The rally point is making things difficult for FoCuS. Being behind in supply for the Orc doesn't have to be a death sentence if your heroes can make up for it. But that's not the case here. LawLiet is ahead on levels, slightly. And now it's got the APs finishing. FoCuS needs reinforced defenses yesterday. Nope, he's not going to try. Doesn't see a chance anymore. GG. Clean 3-0 by LawLiet. FoCuS closed the camera instantly. He is not interested here in sticking around. LawLiet looking quite satisfied with himself. As so often, has a devilish smile on his face. And that was just well done by LawLiet. Despite some issues, for example, the early game on Titaners, LawLiet always able to find his way to victory with very crisp timings, oftentimes. Just very well done. It looks like LawLiet certainly is back.